In this video, I will be showing how to use an AI audio translator with semantic detection that I created. For the components, I used Amazon S3 to store various files created. I used AWS Lambda to call the services being used. I used Amazon Transcribe to convert the audio file to text. I use Amazon Translate to transcribe the file to the desired language I chose. I used Amazon Comprehend to detect semantics, and then I used Amazon Poly to convert the text file back to audio. I'm going to do a quick overview of the architecture. So first, I'm going to upload an audio file to an Amazon S3 bucket. That S3 bucket will then trigger a Lambda function that calls to Amazon Transcribe to turn the audio file to text. And then that output will be put in another S3 bucket, which will also trigger another Lambda function that will call to Amazon Translate, which will translate the text to a different language, and then Amazon Comprehend, which will look for semantics in the actual text as well. And then from Amazon Translate, the output will be put into another S3 bucket, which will then trigger another Lambda function, which will call to Amazon Poly, which will translate the text file to audio again, and then it will place it back in the S3 bucket. And then the output from Amazon Comprehend, of course, will put the output back into an S3 bucket as well. This demo for this project is fairly easy to show how to use it. So first I'm going to go to my audio bucket. I have to upload my audio file here, so I'm going to play my audio file really fast. I am so happy that I can learn new technologies. Technology is so fun. Alright, so now I'm going to upload that same audio file to this bucket. Now that it's uploaded successfully, we're going to close that out. Now I'm going to navigate to Lambda. So I'm going to go to my Lambda function that was translate comprehend. I'm going to go to monitor, and I'm going to open my CloudWatch logs. I'm going to open this log stream here, and I'm going to just refresh it to make sure it's up to date. So here we can see that it translated the audio file to a transcript file, so it transcripted it, and it says, I am so happy that I can learn new technologies. Technology is so fun. Here is the text that was translated to Spanish, and now I have my sentiment analysis shown that it was a positive sentiment, being that my audio file had a positive saying. So typically it pulls out the keywords like happy and fun, and it makes it positive. So now that we know that's there, we're going to go back to buckets. I'm going to go back into my Amazon Poly bucket that I created, and I'm going to download the file in it. And this file is basically the file that was a text file that we switched back to audio, so it will be in Spanish when we play it if we did the project right.
Estoy muy feliz de poder aprender nuevas tecnologías. La tecnología es muy divertida.
So there we can see that it worked, and it translated our audio file to Spanish and made a new audio file from the text files we had. I'm going to do a quick code walkthrough of the Lambda functions I created. So first we're going to start with the transcribe function, and once again transcribe just turns the audio to text. So we scroll down to the code. Now we have to import some libraries that we need. So first we're going to import the Boto 3 library, which calls AWS services. Then we import the JSON, which encodes data into JSON format. We import UUID, which generates unique identifiers. And then OS allows us to run a command in the Python script. Now here the event is grabbing the bucket name and the object key. Once the event grabs the bucket name and the object key, it creates a job suffix, which is just a randomized string, which is right here. And then here the Boto 3 library is calling the transcribe service, which results in the transcribe client. Here we call the start transcription job. And then we have to pass these different parameters, which include the transcription job name, where the audio is located via URI, the output bucket, which is where we'll place the output. All in all, calling the transcribe job will transcribe the audio and output a text file. So that's simply what we're doing in this code here. Now I'm going to go over the translate and comprehend Lambda function. I'm going to scroll down to the code. Once again, here we're just translating the original text to a different language, and then we're turning it back into an audio file. So here is where we imported all our necessary libraries. Then here is where the event is grabbing the bucket name and the object key. Here we are grabbing the actual transcription. Then it pulls out the results here, and then it puts it into a transcript string. The words that are being said in the file will be then sent to Translate. Translate will then translate it from the input language to the output language. This will then take the output language from that translation, and then we place it into a S3 bucket here. And then now we do our comprehend portion, which is turning it into semantic detection. So to do that, once again, we grab the comprehend client, and then this will perform the detect sentiment on the transcript in the input language, and then we'll put that output back into a bucket here. Lastly, I'm going to go over the code for the poly lambda function. So I'm going to go ahead and open that. Scroll down to the code. Once again, we have to import some libraries. We got the Boto 3 library, which calls the AWS services. We have JSON, which encodes the data into JSON format again. We have UUID, which generates unique identifiers. And then we have OS, which allows us to run a command. Here, again, the event is grabbing the bucket name and the object key. Here we are using Boto 3 to call Amazon S3 bucket where the text file is placed at. Here the object text is translated in the new language, which is, in our case, is Spanish. So that's what this code is doing here. And then we call to the poly client in this code. Then we will start the start speech analysis task. We have the engine, the language code. Then we have the output format, which makes the file an MP3 file. This is where the output will be placed in our output bucket. Then we have this, which just appends the MP3 to the end of the file, of the output file. Then we have text, text type, voice ID. So once again, poly is just turning our translated text, which is in Spanish, to audio. Thank you everyone for watching, and please like this video and subscribe. If you have any questions about this demo or any other demos, please feel free to email me at jsing_tech@yahoo.com.